Please take this time to put all electronic devices on pulse, vibrate, or please turn them off. If you must answer a call, please take your call out of the Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. I'd like to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge.
Ed,
I
I pledge
pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, everybody. Nice to see you all. Moment of silence for our brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom, especially for our first responders and for the people that we lost in the COVID-19 in the town of Marlborough. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Item 4, a resolution to establish dates for regular town board meetings. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be it resolved that the regular town board meeting will, throughout the year 2021, be held at 7 p.m. on the second and fourth Monday of each month in the town hall of the town of Marlborough, except if said Monday is a state or federal holiday. Then in that event, the meeting shall be held on the Tuesday following the state or federal holiday, and moves for its adoption.
Corcoran?
Colleen?
Councilman Corcoran? Councilman Malinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Koenig?
Yes.
Councilman Baker?
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta?
Yes. To appoint town board committee persons, Supervisor Lanzetta appoints the following: Police Department Liaison, Ed Malinelli. Howard Baker. Transfer Station Liaison, Alan Koenig. Howard Baker. Highway Department Liaison, Al Lanzetta, Alan Koenig. Water and Sewer Liaison, Al Lanzetta, Alan Koenig. Assessor's Office Liaison, Ed Malinelli. Scott Corcoran. Town Clerk Liaison, Ed Malinelli, Al Lanzetta. Town Justice Liaison, Scott Corcoran, Ed Malinelli. Town Building and Parks Liaison, Scott Corcoran, Alan Koenig. Planning and Zoning Liaison, Al Lanzetta, Howard Baker. Building Department Liaison, Alan Koenig and Ed Malinelli. Ethics Board, Al Lanzetta and Scott Corcoran.
Labor management.
Labor, yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh,
Labor Management Liaison, Al Lanzetta, Scott Corcoran. Citizen Committees, Agricultural Committee, Al Lanzetta, Howard Baker. CAC, Scott Corcoran, Al Lanzetta. Revitalization and Economic Development Committee, Al Lanzetta, Howard Baker. Recreation Committee, Alan Koenig, Scott Corcoran. Emergency Management Preparedness Committee, Al Lanzetta, Alan Conant. IT Committee, Howard Baker, Scott Corcoran. Milton Train Station Committees, Scott Corcoran, Al Lanzetta. Meet Me in Marlborough, Al Lanzetta, Ed Malinelli. Hamlet of Milton Association, Alan Koenig, Ed Malinelli. Water Committee, Alan Koenig, Al Lanzetta. Transfer Station Review Committee, Alan Koenig, Howard Baker. Milton Landing Citizen Committee, Alan Koenig, Al Lanzetta, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran?
yes.
Councilman Malinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Koenig?
Yes.
Councilman Baker?
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta?
Yes, thank you. Resolution authorizing the supervisor and deputy supervisor to sign checks. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be it resolved that the supervisor and deputy supervisor be and are hereby authorized to sign checks for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021, and to authorize use of the fax mail machine. Be it further resolved that all checks over 10,000 shall be hand signed and required by both signatures, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran?
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli?
Yes.
Councilman Koenig?
Yes.
Councilman Baker?
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta?
Yes, thank you. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. This is a resolution to establish official bonds. Be it resolved that in accordance with Chapter 25 of the Town Law, the amounts for the official bond be as follows: for the year 2021, town clerk / tax collector, total amount of tax warrant, town supervisor, $100,000, all other employees, $5,000, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
yes,
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. This is a resolution to establish mileage allowance. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be it resolved that the mileage rate is the prevailing IRS rate per mile to be allowed for specific town officials with the approval of the town board for use of their own vehicles for official town business, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
yes,
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes. Hi, Chief.
Hello, everybody.
Ah,
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry's Howard.
Howard Baker.
Much better looking. You are.
Resolution authorize senior citizens rent. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be resolved that the town board of Town of Marlborough has budgeted the amount of $7,000 to cover the cost of rent for the senior citizens of the town of Marlborough for 2021 to be paid to the Presbyterian Church for the senior citizens meetings, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
Yes,
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
I abstain on that one.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, thank you. Resolution to set transfer station hours of operation. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be it resolved that the operating hours for the transfer station be set as follows for the year 2021. That's Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., and moves for its adoption.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
yes,
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. Resolution to adopt the fee schedule for 2021. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: resolved that the fee schedule for 2021 be as follows, and that's the attachment. And the only change to that, I believe, Thomas, was the fee for,
Pools. We're just going to distinguish between an above ground pool and an in-ground pool, since the assessor does it assessor wise and other towns do it. So instead of just a straight fee for a pool, there'll be a $50 fee for an above ground and a $100 fee for an in-ground.
and addition renovations also, we changed that.
Yeah, right, because the problem we were running into is that a renovation of a full-blown house, because we didn't distinguish between square footage. If you renovated a house, it cost you $300, and you were basically almost building a brand new house. I don't have a problem with somebody renovating their house, doing an addition to their house. It's something moderate, and that fee that we had on the schedule was fair. But I thought it was unfair that the same person or individual that owned their home, an individual came into the municipality and did a full-blown renovation to flip a house, was paying $300 or $400, the same that a residence was paying. So all we did is we put a square footage number in there. So if somebody comes in and renovates a full home, it'll be a little, it'll be a little bit more than somebody just doing a renovation on their own home, a kitchen or a small addition. So we just want to make the playing field fair.
And I agree, and I think the board agrees also.
Mhm.
And so basically all the fees stayed, the water fees, everything stayed the same, except for those changes. So, and we move for the adoption for this fee schedule.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
yes,
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you, and thanks, Tom.
Just want to let you know, it's been a couple years that we added that $5 fee for the burn permit.
Right,
And it's been no problem. There's been no complaints over the last couple of years, and it has netted the town a few dollars. We're not getting rich, but I thought it was fair that we did it years ago. And I just want to let you guys know it's been a couple of years and it's worked out well, just to let you know.
Good.
all right,
Great news.
I gave $10 this year already.
Again, I thought it was a modest fee, and
That's
again,
fair enough. I think $5 is, I mean,
Yeah,
it's the
it-
time that Penny has to write. I mean, it's.
It covers administrative costs, you know?
that was it.
It's
And,
a good move.
and
Yeah.
the permit's in triplicate, so it's not that it's inexpensive. It's a fairly, costly permit to buy when you buy a form in triplicate. So, I mean, it's covering itself. So
Yeah.
again, I just thought it was fair, and I wanted you guys to know that over the last couple of years, we've really had no complaints at all, and it's been going well. So just to kind of feed into the small increase I just put in now, I don't believe we'll have any problems with that either.
And Tom, to be fair, I haven't received any complaints at all about the $5 and stuff.
Yeah.
I think most of our fees are reasonable within, all the limits of the other towns surrounding us, so.
I constantly look at them and again, just make sure we're fair. I don't want to beat anybody up, but I just want to be fair so neither side's getting cheated.
That's Howard Baker there. Okay. Resolution to
Want me to
authorize.
rename you there?
I have to-
Competitive
Going on?
bids. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following be resolved that authorization to open competitive bids on public work project and purchase contracts required to be advertised be given to the supervisor, deputy supervisor, town clerk, deputy town clerk, and budget officer, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you.
There's Jerry.
Where are you, Jerry? You look like you're in a cave.
He's working probably.
I'm
in
in
his car.
Fishkill. Yeah, I couldn't get the meeting to come up on the car computer, but I figured it out. So that's
Oh,
why.
you're at Fishkill, okay.
So
Sorry.
this is a resolution for designation and appointment. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Be resolved that the following designation appointments be approved for the 2021 calendar year. Repository of Funds, Supervisor's Office, Key Bank of New York, Orange County Trust. Repository of Funds, Town Clerk's Office, Key Bank of New York. Official town newspapers, the Southern Ulster Times and the Poughkeepsie Journal. Agent of record for the town insurance is Rose and Kieran, and the Reese Group. Deputy Town Clerk Daniel Cherubini. Tax Collector Register of Vital Statistics is Colleen Corcoran. Deputy Register of Vital Statistics is Danielle. Record Retention Officer is Colleen. Collector of Water and Sewer Rents is Colleen. Welfare Officer is Al Lanzetta. Town Historian is Tom Schroeder. Police Chief, Civil Defense Director is Chief Kokosas. Water Superintendent is Charles Maggio. Highway Superintendent is John Alonji. Deputy Highway Superintendent is Gary Lazaroff. Door Control Officer is Andrew McKee. Deputy Door Control Officer Volunteers Bethany Wagner. Continue. Train Station Manager is Larry. Transfer Station Manager is Larry Furman. Recycle Coordinator is Vincent Priscelli. Bowling Machine Custodian is Bob Post. Lawn Care and Maintenance is Mr. Zambito. Landscaping and Maintenance. Park Maintenance is Tom Schroeder. Assessor is Cindy Hilbert. Prosecutor is Dan Ross and Bruce Dunn Jr. Building Code Zoning and Fire is Thomas Corcoran. Camp Director is Kim Pomeroy. Assistant Director is Linda Morales. Web Administrator is Danielle. Ethics Board Chairman is Michael Hall. Ethics Board, who's on the Ethics Board is Philip DeRazio, Justin Pascal, Joan Delator, and Vince Manisi. Planning Board Attorney is Vanderwater and Vanderwater. Planning Board Chairman is Chris Brand. Planning Board members are Steve Clark, Manny Cauchi, James Garofalo, Cindy Lanzetta, Joe LaFaro, and Bob Transalita. ZBA Attorney is Mackey, Butts, and Weiss. ZBA Chairman is William Giametta. ZBA members are Dave Zambito, Leonard Kahn, George Solonovich, and Jeff McKeel. Board of Assessment Review is Steve Clark, Joan Delator, Ralph Walters, Joel Troncalli, and Jeff Magliato. Town Engineer is McCoy, Hauser, and Etzel, Bernier and Larios. Bell Engineer P. LLC. Planning engineering is Barton and Judas and Beham Associate. Planning board consultant engineer is McGooey Hauser Netzel. Consultant technical review is also McGooey Hauser Netzel. Legal is Russ Walden, Heffernan, Monticello, Vanderwater and Vanderwater, Mackey, Butts and Weiss, Donahue, Thomas, Auslander, Doran, Romer. Well, some of these people we haven't used in a while, but they're still Golden, Menedex, Gillert and Klein, Jekowitz and Gubitz. And the auditors are RBT CPA LLC and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
The only real question I have on this, and it's just a matter of like, it's kind of, it might be non-significant, but everything that you announced, Al, everything's kind of appointed or in contract, but you included the highway superintendent who's an elected official. I mean, just wondering, is
I
it a
think
matter
we've
of
been
just
doing that.
information?
Yeah, I think we've just been doing that for the years and passing it along, and he's
Okay.
elected official, just like Colleen's an elected official, and I'm an elected official. I've been
Yeah.
mentioned here a couple times. I
Okay,
think
that's all.
protocol, just to put you on record.
Just to list it out. All right, yeah, I agree anyway, by the way, yes.
Okay,
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
yes, thank you. Town supervisors designations, Supervisor Lanza proposes the following. We resolve the following are appointed by the supervisor for the 2021 calendar year. Deputy Supervisor Howard Baker, Secretary to the Supervisor Tina Rosa, Budget Officer is Christine Wilco, Fixed Asset Officer is Christine Wilco.
Yeah, that one we don't vote on.
Yeah, we don't have to vote on that
Yeah,
because
I realize that. My mind is not that quick, I guess. So you don't vote on that because they're my appointment. Resolution to establish salaries, Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. We resolve that the salaries for the fiscal year 2020 are as follows. I'm not gonna do all the salaries. I haven't been doing it over the years. If anybody wants to know anybody's salary, they could go on the web and find out. I'll tell you that my salary is $15,550 and the board's salary is $5,500, and that's been for a while now. We haven't given ourselves any raises.
13 years, Al.
I know. I'm sorry about that, Ed. So those are the salaries. If anybody wants to find out, they're on the website. And so I move for the adoption. of the
Councilman
salary.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, thank you. Resolution to appoint ongoing committees. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Resolved that the following be appointed to the Town of Marlborough Committee. The Agriculture Committee is Al Lanzetta and Howard Baker, and this is an open committee. Revitalization Economic Development Committee. This is an open committee also. Committee person Al Lanzetta and Howard Baker. Members will be Will Hughes, Matt Kierstead, Tony Falco, Dave Zambito, and John DeMarco. Marlborough Falls Trail Subcommittee. This is also a committee. Al Lanzetta and Howard Baker are the committee persons. Steve Osborne, Matt Kierstead, and Tony Falco are on that board. Recreation Committee is an open committee also. Committee person is Scott Corcoran and Alan Koenig are the committee persons. Chairperson is Joe Wiles. Chairperson is Patricia Dewey. Chairperson is Vinnie Manisi. Emergency Management Preparedness Committee, and this is also an open committee. Committee person Al Lanzetta. Committee person is also Alan Koenig. Training and Education is Ed Horton. Superintendent of Schools Michael Brooks. Mobile Life is Scott Woosley. Highway Department is John Alonji. Chairperson Steve Nader. Chief of Police Gerald Kokosi. Fire Chief Eric Maston. Red Cross is Kathy Garino, and Building Department is Thomas Corcoran. IT Committee, this is also an open committee. Committee person Howard Baker, Mike Casas, Scott Corcoran, Gary Lazarov. Chairperson is Danny Brooks, Jerry Kokoza, Chief Kokoza. Member is Joe Noslo and Al Lanzetta. CAC Committee, this is open committee also. It's committee person is Al Lanzetta and Scott Corcoran. The members are Anita Walters, Mickey Simonowski, Brian Simonowski, Cindy Lanzetta, Joan Delator. Milton Landing Citizens Committee, this is also an open committee. Committee person is Alan Koenig and myself, Al Lanzetta. Chairperson is Gail Appler Jr. Chairperson is Rosemary Wine. Treasurer is James Appler. Secretary is Tim Lawton. And the members are Tabasco, Steve Bianco, Ed Bollier, John Appler, Pam Clark Torres, Kevin Darcy, Chip Kent, Peter Hoffman, Steve Osborne, Jerry Wine, and Jim Santora. Train Station Committee, this is an open committee. The chairperson is Councilman Corcoran, Scott Corcoran, and myself, Al Lanzetta. President is John Scott. Vice President is Peter Hoffman. Recording Secretary is Kathy Cosman. Financial Secretary, that's open because they haven't found anybody to take Ed Mackey's place. And Treasurer, I believe this is, so I'd like to make an amendment to this because I thought I put next. So the treasurer now is Ed Mackey. So I'd like to make this change here. So I like to amend this, and the treasurer is Ed Mackey. And what happened was Dennis McCourt declined the position of treasurer, so it became Ed Mackey. Ed Mackey was the financial secretary, that's why it's open. So, and then what happened is they asked Rosemary Wine to be the financial secretary, but Rosemary is really thinking about it because she has so much on her plate. So those are the changes. Really what happened there is John Scott is the president because Sherm, because of some issues with health in his family, he stepped down. So John Post became the president. And then Peter Hoffman is the vice, and Dennis McCourt is replaced by Ed Mackey. And the directors then are still Glenn Clark, Glenn Botto, Dennis McCourt is on there, Joan Bagnato, Cindy Lanzetta, and Rosemary Wine. So I like to make those changes. And so I have to amend then the agenda to make those changes. So
Yeah, I think it's right on there. It says,
It
Yeah,
says Ed
I
Mackey.
think there's a second copy that came out now.
oh,
They
and
did
that's
update it.
okay.
I said as Mackey.
I'm
on it.
sorry about that. So they did change it. I got
Yeah.
the old copy.
Yeah,
That's me being cheap. I didn't want to print out another copy. Okay, so as long as those are in there, my apologies.
yeah,
you got it right, though. You got it right.
Okay, so and then let me move on. Hamilton and Milton Association. This is open committee. Alan Koenig and Molinelli. The committee person, chairperson is CJ. Members are Vivian and Stephanie Calabrese. Water Committee, this is an open committee also. Committee person Al Lanzetta and also Alan Koenig. Members are Charlie Maggio, Ralph Walters, Jerry Merschel, and Cliff Rod, and Gail Appler Jr. Transfer Station Review Committee, this is an open committee. This is Alan Koenig and Howard Baker. The committee persons, members are Ralph Walters, James Garofalo, Dare Thomas, Joan Delator, John DeMarco, Larry Furman. Median Marlborough Committee, this is an open committee, and the committee persons are Al Lanzetta, Howard Baker, and Ed Molinelli. Tom Beck Committee, this is open, also a open committee. Committee person is Scott Corcoran and Howard Baker. Town Building Representative is Thomas Corcoran. Building Inspector, Town Engineer Representative is Phil Bell. Phil Bell Engineering, members of Vince Manisi, Bill Woodward, Diane Henry, Joe DeSole, Celeste Ricciardone, Alan Zeta, alternate members of Mary Toombs and George Solonovich. Historical Survey Committee, committee person Howard Baker, members Matthew Kirsten, Eleanor Stewart, Tom Schroeder, John Scott, Rosemary Wine, Police Reform Committee, Howard Baker, Ed Maloney, Chief Picosa, Sergeant Justin Pascal, Jeff Magliano, Vincent Purcelli, Stephanie Chaplin, who's the UC Public Defender, Bill Wisoff, Director, District Attorney Office, and Barbara Randall, and moves for its adoption.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. Resolution to contract with Water Quality Management Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be resolved that an annual contract charge for service between the town of Marlborough and Anthony Falco for the operation of the Marlborough Sewer Treatment Plant and the Milton Sewer Treatment Plant for this calendar year of 2021 be as follows. Town of Marlborough Sewer Treatment Plant is $104,500 annually. Town of Milton Sewer Treatment Plant is $22,440 annually, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. Emergency Management Plan, Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Be it resolved that the town's emergency management preparedness plan has been reviewed and updated for the year 2021 and shall be reviewed and updated for all reorganization meetings, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yeah, just with a little side note, I know we're going to update it to include the COVID during this year, so, but I do agree with what it is now, yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. A resolution to establish water rates. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following: be resolved that the schedule for water use rates for the year 2021 be as follows: $8.31 per 1,000 gallons from 0 to 100,000 gallons used, $9.31 per 1,000 gallons for 100,001 to 200,000 gallons used, $10.31 per 1,000 gallons from 200,001 and higher, and a minimum of $10 per triannual period, and moves for its adoption. By the way, none of that's changed since 2020.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. Resolution to establish sewer rates. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Be it resolved that the water rates for 2021 be as follows: Marlborough Sewer District, $7.54 per 1,000 gallons and a minimum of $10. Milton Sewer District, $7.66 per 1,000 gallons and a minimum of $10 per the tri-annual period. And those haven't changed also from 2020, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you very much. A resolution to establish audit process on voucher certification. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Be it resolved that the following list of payments are not required to go through the audit process with vendor signed certification: utility, gas, electric, water, sewer, phone, and internet, health insurance, medical, vision, dental, bond payment, principal and interest payment, lease and or contract agreements, copiers, printers, web, time clock, mailing machine, and credit account, and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes, thank you. This is to adopt a minimum threshold value for fixed asset. Be it resolved that the town of Marlborough adopts a minimum value of $5,000 for assets to be tracked for departmental inventory control and moves for its adoption.
Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Malinelli,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes.
Supervisor Lanzetta.
Yes, thank you. And this is what we've been all waiting for. Item 23, reminded that the opening of the time capsule in the year 2088, I think Ed might be around.
Ah,
To assure the town will celebrate its 300th birthday with the opening of the time capsule buried at the Veterans Memorial Monument located at the Marlborough Middle School, Route 9W, Marlborough, New York, 12542. Please continue this notice annually at the request of the supervisor as part of the minutes of the reorganization meeting. Okay, and with that, so the contract with Tony Falco, I would ask the board if I could sign that contract for the amounts that were in the resolution.
Yes, I make a motion that we supervisor sign the contract with Tony Falco.
and I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
So moved. And what can I say, Alan?
Well, Let's go, Tom. All right, so, hey, hope everyone had a good New Year. Like to bring up something very important. First time I'm going to talk about this in 2021, but I do think it's an important matter at this point of this meeting. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I need a second.
I'll second that.
Ah, all right. Well, thank you for everybody. Nice to see everybody. Stay healthy, and let's hope this new year is a prosperous and healthy one, and we get back to normal sometime. But meanwhile, the Zoom meetings are working. Everybody's working great at the town hall. No glitches. Everybody's doing their best to cope with this terrible pandemic, and so all we could do is hope for a new year and
Hey,
wish
Tom,
everybody a healthy and prosperous ones.
can I ask Tommy, do we have I didn't see the update today. Do we have any more deaths in Marlborough?
Marlborough, no.
Okay.
In the county, 10 this past week.
So we're still holding at 4.
Yeah, we're only at 4, unfortunately.
Yeah, nothing's good. No, you're right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year, everybody.
Thanks, Scott, for
Happy
taking out
New
time.
Year. Stay
Happy
safe.
New Year.
Appreciate it.
Bye,
All
guys.
right.
See you Monday.
Have a great night.